Clean out doesn't mean you can't have a treat. We'll have chocolate cake for the week for our desserts. I haven't even baked it yet and it smells so good. So like the menu plan says, we are starting off the week with our lasagna, and those are the beans there that we're going to soak for our chili. Tuesday chili, why not? Now there's two different colors of beans because one was the old bag, one was another bag. They came from two different locations, so they looked a little different. So the beans, I cooked them for about a half an hour, just so you know. Now this stuff, this is zucchini. That's that shredded zucchini we did earlier in the summertime. Yeah, I've said it before, I'm not a fan of zucchini, but you need the greenery. There's a lot of water in zucchini as well, so I quite literally took the bag and squished all the water into the crock pot. You'll actually see that in a minute. But the way I figure, if we're going to add the veggies to our meals, might as well hide them like you do with kids when it's something that you're really not too fond of eating. I should have used 2 zucchini bags now that I think back of it, but this bag I thought was a 2-cup bag, and I can't remember because I did do some conversation later on for the end of this video. I think it was only a 1-cup bag, and I think I said it was a 2-cup bag. Oh well. Either way, if I did, I did. If I didn't, I didn't. Not a big deal. So there's the crock pot. There's our zucchini, and there's our zucchini water. Like I said, don't waste it. Use what you can. So I cooked up that 1 package of hamburger that I showed you, the one that was just kind of roughly wrapped with plastic wrap. Cooked all that up. There are 1 onion or 2? No, I only put 1 onion. That's right, because Freddie's not a huge onion fan, but he does like the flavor. So I did put in a roughly chopped onion, and 2 monster heads of garlic also went into that frying pan because, hey, if you don't saute your onions and garlic, they just don't taste good. But that's my opinion, not everybody's, so don't worry about that. So back to the crock pot. So like I said, we have the zucchini water, the hamburger, and the onions do go in next, and everything will be cooked in this pot. I cooked it, I believe, about 5 hours because I only cooked the beans for about a half an hour. They were not 100% cooked, but I did want them softened a little bit so they don't kind of go, and soak up all the water. You can actually still tell that there's 2 colors to those kidney beans. Now for the sauce in these, we added 1 jar of our tomatoes from the garden, and we added 1 jar of the tomato sauce, also from the garden. And then of course I added a tiny bit of water to the 1 jar, did the little swishy, and then put that in the pot as well, because you're not going to waste that little bit of tomato sauce that's in the bottom of those jars. I worked hard to make that sauce. I am not about to waste it. Now the spices that we use, we don't use a ton of spice. I like the flavor, but not a ton. And in case you're wondering, I said 2 tablespoons, but I got pretty good at using our 1 specific type of little, I guess it's the teaspoon, quote unquote, technically, our small spoons. I'm getting pretty good at the measurements. So the 2 tablespoons of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin. I'm not a huge cumin fan, but I like that little bit of the flavor to it. We used literally 2 tablespoons of black powder. Black powder? Black pepper. It gives me the peppery flavor even though it's not a pepper. And then a little bit of salt, so about a tablespoon of salt. That's the only salt I added to this chili whatsoever. There was nothing else. And of course we have that granulated garlic that I really like, that garlic powder. There's a tablespoon now. Case in point, I added another tablespoon of garlic and another tablespoon of chili powder at the end, about an hour before we had dinner. So there's also some frozen green peppers that I had in the freezer. I gave them a quick saute to kind of get some of the moisture out as well. So I actually like peppers. Normally, if I'm going to make chili, if I had fresh mushrooms, they would go in there. If I had more than 1 kind of pepper, I'd probably put those in there. I do have some frozen hot peppers, but I opted out of those. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I did add a few chili flakes into this just because I wanted it, and they cooked so much, Fred didn't even know. Well, the chili went over well tonight. Just enough left to make some chili fries or chili mac tomorrow. Still smells good too. So tonight when we made the chili, I put in like the chili powder and all that fun kind of stuff. But I'm thinking I might try and find a chili mix, like a blend, spice blend. Because, I mean, these things here that we made together, our seasoning salt, our BAM, and the taco spice is going. It works out great. So same thing. I'd rather not have all the additives. So we might have to go on a recipe hunt soon. On one side we have old Christmas trees. On the other side, we already have seeds. We have shells boiling away. Last of our chili. And some fabulous cheese. Let's build us a chili mac for dinner. Alrighty, time to just cover it with some cheese and we'll get it baked. Chili mac for dinner. I added some extra tomato. I should probably recycle that. Well, there is our chili mac casserole. All that cheese. Yeah, I know it's a day off and it's a cooking day, but leftovers should not go to waste. I got a new toy. I tried it out. It does work, but we have leftover pancake mix. Apparently you should be able to do that. I'm gonna play. I've got this on the work counter. It's pretty messy over there. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of this and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, 2 little teaspoons of each. Fold her up. Let's see how this works. Not sure if you can hear that over Fred's coffee maker. It's sizzling. This might be good, this might be bad. I'm afraid to open it up. All right, here's the moment of truth. Hey, cool. I don't think they're ready yet. No, they're still not quite ready yet. Okay, let's see if I left them too long. No. Alrighty. Nice and pillowy and everything. All right, so this is kind of cool. I think for the rest of our week, we're going to play with this probably a little more than most people would. I have some leftover apple pie filling. We may have to make dessert today. I haven't played with one of these for so long, I kind of forgot what you could do with them. It's going to be an interesting week, I think. Yeah. Remember when we cleaned these cabinets? We organized them. I, for the life of me, have no idea anymore where I put the pieces for the air fryer. Because I want to use the rack for the air fryer. And they're not up there. Okay, it is time for the rack hunt. They used to be back there. But hey, we cleaned that up, so we had a spot for the bottles for the soda maker. I remember now. It's hiding down there. Found it. Why is it when you don't use something very often, you completely forget what you do with it? I'm just going to put the drumsticks on that in the air fryer for dinner tonight. Yeah. So we're getting rid of one more thing today. I actually still have shake and bake. So I have not used this stuff in a long, long time. But we have 2 left. So we're going to use this crispy southern fried. And I have another one. Let me grab it here. There it is. Ah, I'm making a mess. Herb Parmesan crust. But that's kind of more like a white meat or boneless chicken thigh kind of thing. Alrighty, time to get dinner started. Good reason to use up your stuff. Shake and bake smells stale. We'll try it. I may have just wasted some drumsticks. We'll find out. Well, meat, rice, and 2 veg. Now to taste the chicken and make sure we can eat it. So I thought I would show you how we prep for dinner on a working day. So it is actually pretty early. It's not even lunchtime yet. So what we're having for dinner tonight are sweet and sour meatballs, which are in the fridge, cauliflower, which is frozen, which is one of those things that needs to get used up because it's got a lot of ice in the bag. So we have our cauliflower. So I'm gonna go get this cooking. Now the cauliflower, it doesn't cook for a long time. It's actually going to get warmed up later, so we don't want it overcooked. Now these guys, I microwaved, and we're gonna make some cheetah roast potatoes. So cheetah roast potatoes, ridiculously easy. Microwave your potato till they're pretty much cooked. Popping them in the bowl. Big chunks though. This is a lot of potatoes, so what actually doesn't get eaten tonight, which will be quite a few, we'll just use them tomorrow because tomorrow is Saturday, so I'll probably make a nice brekkie for Fred. Why not? And that's only if I don't steal any after work tonight because I really like these roast potatoes. And they're not even really roasted, they're in the air fryer. And I like to microwave them this much because it gets all these little, they're still hot, all these little soft bits on the potatoes and they get all crispy and it's tasty and that's all I can say. Tastes good. I also like to do these while they're hot because then a little bit of oil that I use does kind of get into all the nooks and crannies easier. Alrighty, gonna go grab the olive oil. Okay, now you can make these plain if you want. It's up to you. I actually put a little bit of seasoned salt. So this is that blend that we made. And some of that summer savory. If you're on PEI, summer savory is everywhere. All right, give these a bit of a toss up. There we go. A couple of them. There we go. Didn't come apart. Little bit of seasoning salt. Now I'm not putting salt or pepper because, I mean, even though there's not a lot of salt in my seasoning salt, there's still salt in it, and I don't need any more salt. But the savory, this is, I don't know how to describe the taste or the smell of savory. It's, I don't know, it's fast something that I'm starting to really like. Alrighty, give her a really good toss up. But you see how they kind of get all those squidgy edges? That's what gets all nice and crispy in the air fryer. All right, let me go get the basket. Okay, air fryer basket, and we'll just sprinkle those in there. And I'm gonna go pop these in the air fryer. I have morning hair. Sorry, ignore my hair. So it is Friday. So we have the shepherd's pie that we're gonna have tomorrow, but yeah, this has worked out pretty good. So like I said last week, was it last week? Midweek? Last week. Yeah, I recorded our menu plan last Sunday, of course. Oh my gosh, it's been a busy week, so hey. But like I was saying, this habit is taking a while for me to build, and I love the fact that I can go on this and I don't have to think. I spend the one day thinking, what am I gonna make for dinner? But I wrote it down, so it works out well. So anyway, let me show you how this dinner will look on the plates, and then all we do later is just warm it up. So now the cauliflower is not completely cooked. Just using my fingers. I'm a terrible person. So we've got cauliflower, roasted potatoes, and our meatballs. So the potatoes, I'm going to keep them in the air fryer. They're nice and crispy. Look at that. Don't they look fabulous? And Freddie will turn these on a little while later on, and then they'll go on the plates with the meatballs and the cauliflower, and dinner's ready. So this is just what I do to get dinner ready for a working day. Well, sweet and sour meatballs, roasted potatoes, more like French fries, cauliflower, and cheese bread. Very monochromatic kind of dinner, but tasty. So we played with the sandwich maker a couple of times. So as I already posted earlier, we tried the little apple turnovers. Absolute mess, but tasted good. So I'm going to have to work on that. And I am still convinced that the pockets on these newer versions, or maybe it's just because I got a cheap one, I think these are still so much smaller. So what we did is we had some leftover sausages, so I made pigs in blankets. So we wrapped them up, put them all in there. I put 4 of them in the toast sandwich maker and 4 of them in the air fryer. Thought I'd figure out which one would be the better way to go. And yeah, so the results were slightly overcooked. That really doesn't surprise me because it's me. But also, when I put these in the sandwich maker, it worked out pretty good, but just not as good as I wanted it to. All right, but this is the final product. So like I said, they're a lot darker than they should have been, and they're just those silly little crescent rolls, the same things that you can make pigs in blankets in when you're using sausages or hot dogs in the oven. I was actually pleasantly surprised, and I'll probably do it again. Week 3 is done. Not so bad. I got to get more veggies in. It's one of my failures. I got to get more veggies in. We have updated the list, and yeah, as you noticed, I completely missed showing you our shepherd's pie that we had on Saturday. It was a work night. It was a busy night. And to be honest, I ran downstairs. Fred pulled it out of the oven. We put it in the bowls. I ate fast, ran right back upstairs. So when it's a busy night, unfortunately, still following the meal plan, just did not record it because I'm a putz. You probably also noticed that our pizza, it wasn't on there. We had pizza Sunday night. I thought for sure I hit the button. Nope, didn't hit the button because I remember saying that I was going to use up some of the leftover pineapple. I remember saying, hey, don't hate me for putting pineapple on my side of the pizza because, hey, these get used up. I put some onion, pineapple, and pepperoni on my side. Freddie had the extra pepperoni and a little extra cheese on his side. Do not ask me what happened. I have no clue. No clue whatsoever. But I can tell you it came out great. It was really, really tasty. We had a chunk of that little chocolate cake that we made, which that part recorded. And that was our Monday. So week 4 is in the books. Sorry, week 4 is starting to get in the books. So I will be wearing the same outfit here at the beginning of our next video because as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to start working on our menu plan starting for tonight. For the following week, we're going to focus a little bit on lunches and breakfasts as well. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Send me some ideas. What do you guys make that's easy, economical, and something that you can kind of prep and warm up later on, say, like a busy day? All right, guys. We will see you next week. Have a great day, and thanks for coming along with us as we do our Simpler Life on PEI.